Well, welcome to Daily Life Connection once again today. We're going to continue to explore. In fact, today we finish up our series on God's heart revealed to us through the Ten Commandments. What do we learn about who God is and how to live well through the Ten Commandments? Today we're looking at number 10, you shall not covet. Well, what does covet mean? It basically means I'm never content with what I have. I'm never content with what I have. Now, we live in a culture that constantly feeds that addiction, doesn't it? No matter what we get, within a couple of months, something newer and better comes out, and the advertising campaigns, excuse me, tell us you're not complete until you have the latest. And all of a sudden we become discontent with what we were coveting a few weeks or months before that. It's just the way we are. It's that human condition of ours, isn't it? Well, what does this reveal about the heart of God? Our God is saying, I don't covet. Now, what does that mean? You might say, well, what does God have, or what does God not have that he would want? You know what God wants most? Our hearts. Our hearts, our relationship, not our performance. And God is saying, you know what? I'm never going to look at your performance and go, I wanted more from you. I'm not content with who you are. Oh, that's good news. That's good news. God never looks at us and goes, I am not content with who you are. Why? You might go, well, we all fall short. We all fail. We all mess up. So why wouldn't God want more from us? Because God knew from the time he created us, that he chose to create us before the foundation of the world. He knew exactly how we would live. He knew exactly how we would fail. So he doesn't have expectations that we have more to give. He's just saying, God is so amazing. He is content to take what we give. If we only give him half of our heart, he will cherish that. If we give him our whole heart, he will cherish that. But he's not coveting and going, I want more from you. Because he knows that when he's finished with us, he will carry on the work until the day of completion, Philippians 1:6. He's saying, you will be who you were created to be. Oh, and here's the amazing good news. How are we going to get there? Not by performing better. That's why God doesn't covet our performance, because he knows we will never get to the place we were created to be by performing well. We will only get there by letting him do the work in us. Isn't that good? That is just so good. He doesn't covet our performance. He accepts what we have to offer. Now, does he want good performance for us? Well, of course he does. Because when we make good choices, we experience life to the full. When we walk in harmony with who he is in his heart and let him work in us and flow through us and change us, life becomes richer, deeper, fuller. He wants that for us. But it isn't a coveting issue. So for us, as we walk through life, we don't have to covet everything. It comes back to, we talked earlier in all of this, way back in the have no other gods before me and the graven image and all that, how if we depend on things to give us our status and our satisfaction in life, and our significance depends on the things we have, we will covet. Because, like we were talked about, if I have a 5-year-old car in my driveway, I can be very happy with that until my neighbor drives in with the same model but brand new. And all of a sudden, I kind of covet. I want that. I'm not content any longer with what I have. The Apostle Paul said in Philippians, I have learned to be content in every circumstance. I think it was the more he walked in relationship with God, the more he became content with what he has. And when we become content with what we have, life is richer, fuller, deeper, more full of joy. If I have something, well, I'm going to go with my motorcycles. My motorcycles are not new. Excuse me. They are older. If I get on that bike and I'm going, oh, this is so amazing. I love the sound. I love the feel of this. I love the power it has. I'm enjoying that ride to the full. If I get on that bike and go, I wish I had a new one with the different modes of, traction modes, and I wish I had the one with the LED touch screen, and I wish I had, and I'm coveting, like my friend has a brand new one. Boy, I wish I could afford a new one, and man, it must be so much. That whole ride, I'm not enjoying it at all because I'm living in covetousness. So it's that same way all through life, no matter whether it's our possessions, our relationships, whatever they may be. If we are constantly living with a sense of, I don't have enough, I want more, then we're never living life to the full. So God says, I want you to understand that I don't covet your performance. I don't need more from you. I love you as you is. I love you the way you are. And he's saying, I'm not going to love you more just because you get things more right. Not because you have a newer attitude. I'm just going to love you for who you are and enjoy you for who you are. And I will do the work that needs to be done to make you the new model. So, and then he's saying, and in our relationships, as we walk with him in that relationship, we begin to enjoy life more because we begin to enjoy what we have rather than what we want or what we think we deserve and so on. We meet people like that, and it's so sad that they're constantly living in, I wish I had, I want, I'm going to get, and they're never content with who they are or where they are. Good news, God is content with us. He doesn't covet more from us. And he will do a work in us where we learn to live content in our lives, and life will become life to the full, life full of joy. Well, I trust you've enjoyed these 10 sessions on God revealing his heart through the 10 Commandments, perhaps giving us a little bit of a different perspective on them. And I would encourage you to go back through them, read through them a few times, and just let the Spirit of God speak into your heart about who he is and how he's revealing himself through these 10 instructions, these 10 commandments that God has given us. Well, God bless you. We'll talk again tomorrow.